Hello, hello. I hope this is working now. Let me just log onto my phone and see if it is. Silly technology. Hates me every time I try to do a live. Please be working. Pretty please be working. Why don't we have volume? Maybe there's a delay. Hopefully the volume is working. Hello, hello. I hope this is working. Yay! Let's get that off my... Log onto my phone. Let's stop me double talking. I think it's actually working this time. I apologise, guys. I swear my computer hates me. Seriously. If you are joining us, if you are coming in... me. If you are joining me, pop in. I'm just going to share this to a group that I usually share things to when I go live. Bear with me one moment. As you're coming in, pop in a comment and say hi. If I'm sitting here talking to myself, that's okay too. You can watch it on replay. Sorry, can't type and talk at one time. So if you're coming in, pop in a comment. I will have a look at comments in just a second. Let me know the volume's all good. You can see me and all that stuff because I'm having computer issues. Sorry, I'll get going in 1 second. I'm just sharing this into a group. Let me go find comments. Stop popping up. I've got... Bear with me one moment. I'm getting there. And double check it is still working again. Hopefully the volume is working. Yes, I think it is. So, looks like it's all working from my point of view. You are joining me on this lovely... What day of the week are we? Saturday? Oh God, I don't know what day of the week it is. Good start to the day. You are joining me on a Saturday. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm about to throw my computer out the window. I swear, I'm just over computers. Every time I go to do a live, I have to reset the entire computer before my webcam will talk to my microphone that will talk to the computer. I don't know, maybe Santa needs to bring me a new computer. That would be so nice. Hi Jane, how you going? I haven't come on and done a live for ages. Life has just been... this year has just been a year. I can't believe it's December, Nelly. Oh, no, still one day before December. So... So we've had a few new releases, or we had a new release, or a smallish release in October. Yeah, I know now. Yeah, life's been nuts, and just... I've sat down to do this a few times and planned it, and then something else jumps in the way, as life does. Just rolling up so I can get comments. So I thought, right, this weekend, I have loads to do, but, well, that can sort of wait. I wanted to get on and play. So, playing with some new napkins that was released in October this year that are up on the website. So I grabbed some Seashells, which are really cool. And then I grabbed this one that looks like Seaweed. It's got foiling on one side and it's got just normal print on the other three sides. So I might use some of that. So these are Alexis napkins. My daughter... I can't believe my daughter is turning 17. How did that happen? I don't have a 17-year-old. I feel old now. My daughter is Alexis, turning 17, sells the paper napkins on my website. So every time we go out, we have to go searching for paper napkins, which is always fun. And then we're going to use some stencils. Well, hopefully we're going to use all this stuff. This is what I picked to use anyway. This is one of the new releases from October. Some bubbles and some wavy things. So we're going to use that. Mainly picked it to do the Seahorse. Really want to use the Seahorse. Oh, Jane, your youngest turning 30. Yeah. Oh, okay, I don't feel old now. I don't know. I don't know how she got to 17. All of a sudden she was like 11 or 12 and then we jumped to 17. I know the last few years have been nuts. So what we're going to use also, my Miss Alexis has really got into photography. And she is so clever with digital stuff. every time I have an issue. She's not here at the moment. She's out. So I can't ask her if I have an issue. But if I have a digital issue, she is awesome. And she's actually gone out and taken some photos. And we've actually turned them into physical paper pads or paper packs. And we've also turned them into digital files. Because Alexis decided that she worked out how I could upload digital files to the website and you could purchase them. She's too smart. She just gets on Google and Googles everything. So this was her first release. I think this was released in like May. And subsequently she's got some psychedelic papers out as well. And I've got a pack of jelly printed papers out, digital and physical papers. So that's exciting. So that's something new we've been playing with. So you can get the products in two ways. Sorry about the noise. I'll take this one out. So you can obtain the products in two ways. So this is a physical paper pack that you can purchase off the website. We'll post it out with all your other stuff you buy. Or if you want to, you can purchase the digital files and print them at home. On your own computer, you can take them into Officeworks to print them. You could take them into any sort of printing place. I just do mine at Officeworks because that's easier. So this particular pack, she's done an A4 version and an A5 version. So this is sort of her textures pack. So she's been out taking photos. So these are all photos taken by Alexis. So in each pack we've got 2 clouds, 2 waters, 2 rocks, 2 bricks and 2 woody things. So I don't know how these are in order. Oh, okay, they are in order. So we've got 2 waters. We're going to use some of those today. We've got 2 clouds. Okay, we've got a different cloud somewhere. Who packed these ones up? Because they're not in order. There's the other cloud. We've got 2 different clouds. We've got 2 different wood grains. What started all this was she took some pictures of the clouds and I go, ooh, they'll be really cool to use in an art journal page, Alexis. And then I said, go take some more textures and we'll put them into a pack. Hi, Steph. How you going? So we've got rocks. So we've got little pebbles and we've got bigger pebbles. We might use some of the pebbles today. And we've got bricks. So we've got sort of bricks and bricks. So the idea of these packs is they are just printed pages, so you can use them how you'd use any other pattern paper in your art journal. Basically going to tear it up or rip it up to use it. So that's the A4 version, so the images are obviously larger. And then I said to Alexis, go and take the images and take each image and put 2 on a page, so they're shrunk down smaller for smaller journals and card makers. So we have each of our digital packs, except for my art journal pack, in A4 version and A5 version. So that's what that means on the packs. So the printed packs of these ones is 10 sheets for $10. And I believe the digital ones, I can't remember the price. I think they're $5 a pack for the digital ones. So let's get these out of here. We are having a sale starting now. The sale is up on the website and I was going to print out a nice little flyer to show you, and well, that didn't happen. So there's 20% off everything on the website until next Tuesday. I'll put a post up after I get off the live. I've been running a bit late today and doing stuff. So there's 20% off. So you can get 20% off the digitals. You can get 20% off stencils, napkins, 20% off everything on the website. Discount's automatic. You don't have to worry about codes or anything. It just comes off the end of your order, or the end of your order. Comes off at when you go to checkout. So the prices don't reflect the discount when you look at them, but then there's a 20% discount that comes off at the checkout, which is a bit confusing. Okay, let's get started with this page. Hoping the lighting's alright. It's a bit shadowy. I'm having awful trouble with lighting as well. Seriously, technology and I are not friends anymore. So my little box that I keep my bits of paper in. So these are, I think it's $4 from Kmart. It's like a little plastic boxy thing. So I keep all my sets in here. So I'm going to go through and pull out, what do I want? I want some rocks. So obviously when you order from us, they've been printed on a laser machine and they have a little bit of a shine to them. This one I think has been printed on my home computer, which is a bit flatter and the colours are a bit different. So depending on where you print them is the look you'll get. Okay, I want rocks. Because I think I'm making an undersea world. So do I want big rocks, little rocks? I'll go with big rocks. So I want big rocks. I want some of the water. Even these pages, she was fooling around with different things. Even these strips can be used for different things. She was playing around with different headers. So what do I want? I want some clouds too. I might put some clouds in so they look like waves in the water. I should have been organised and pulled all these out, but there's a cloud one. So as you can see, the eighth, well, it's a different cloud one, but you get the idea. We're basically shrunk that down to make it smaller, so you get smaller images as well as bigger images. So we might use some of the smaller, I don't know. Let's just grab a bunch out. Keep all my scraps in here as well. Have I got that water one? I don't think I've got that water one. No, I've got the other. Which other water one have I got? No, I've got the same one. I want that water one. Okay, I think I've got what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put the rest of them back in there and get that out of the way, and we can get started. Okay. Doesn't matter that I've grabbed this one. Obviously is printed at home, and I can tell this one's commercially printed because one's got a bit of a sheen on it and one doesn't. But when I glue them down with this matte gel medium, it takes the sheen off them anyway. You won't know any different. Okay, let's work out what we're going to do. So the pages are printed on, the ones you buy from us are printed on 80 GSM paper, which is basically just photocopy paper. The reason I like to print on photocopy paper is it's nice and thin to put in your art journal pages. So I'm thinking, this is what the idea is in my head. Let's see if it actually works at the end of a couple of hours. I'm thinking underwater scene, we're going to do rocks down the bottom, maybe some scattered bricks because things are falling apart from the top of the ocean. We're going to have a big seahorse, we're going to have some seaweed, we're going to do some watery collage and bring some paint into it and stuff. It's the vision I've got in my head. Let's see if my vision actually works. So let's grab, I'm going to tear the rocks and I want to put some rocks down the bottom. I'm not going to cut that white bit off because when I glue it I'm going to be smart and hang that bit over the page, and I'm going to cut it off anyway. So now I need a bit more rocks to add to this other side. Oops, of course the paper's not tearing like I want it to because it's just, and I wanted the torn bit on the top, didn't I? Seriously, some days don't let me near my art journal. I'm hoping to get back and do more regular live. Life this year has just been a roller coaster ride, I'll put it that way. It's just been one thing after another, and I'm just about over over everything just happening all at once, or one thing after another. Just tearing me away from the things I want to do. But 2025, I've got lots of grand plans. Let's see how many grand plans actually we can achieve. We've got lots of exciting stuff planned. Life just has to stop throwing me curveballs and allow me to do what I want to do. Who else have we got joining us? Hi Susan, how you going? That reminds me, Susan, we're going to get our design team back up and going for next year. I've neglected that this year, just life's got in the way. Just it's only 24 hours in my day lately, and it's just not enough to get everything done. But that's on my to-do list. Yeah, my poor design team girls have been a bit neglected this year, but that's all right. They understand life gets in the way. I think everyone's had a bit of an interesting year this year. So I've got my sort of rocks down the bottom. What else am I going to do? I'm going to put a bit of this up the top. Sort of. I'm going to use this sort of as, even though it's clouds, I'm going to use it sort of as waves, I think. Oh, that's the idea. Let's just go with it. No thinking, let's just do it. No procrastinating today. I do need to take that white bit off because it's not going to hang over the edge of the page that way. So tearing your pages, it'll also be more incorporated into your page than a flat edge of flat edge. Oh my god. See, I can't even talk today. Seriously, God, some days my brain just doesn't want to work. Yeah, okay, Susan, it's just one thing after another, and just Okay, seriously, next year, no ambulance trips, no hospital admissions, no surgeries, no doctor's visits, because I've done a lot of those this year. I've done enough for a decade, I swear. It's just been a year of that. So that is my New Year's resolution. See how long it lasts. If I don't laugh, I'd be crying lately, seriously. But, it's just... And it's been such an expensive year. Oh, my God. With medical stuff. I'm just... My poor bank account is going no more. No more. That's not really going to work that way. So we'll take a bit more off here. So all these bits, if they're decent size that I'm tearing off, I'll keep and I'll use in something else. That sort of waviness up there. If the bits are too small, I just throw them out. Yes, next year I have lots of plans. I make plans at the moment and then things change my plans. Let's glue these down and then I can see what I'm going to do, because I can see everything going flying if I don't glue things down as I go. So I'm gluing stuff down with liquid matte gel medium. Liquitex. Liquitex is a very expensive brand and there are other brands available that are a bit more affordable. I'm just using up what I have. I used to buy Liquitex every time Lincraft had a sale. They don't stock it anymore. Every time they're 40% off, I'd run and clear them out of their Liquitex because I don't like paying full price for things. But they don't tend to stock it anymore. Maybe because I bought it all. But there's quite a few other versions or brands that do gel medium. You just want a matte one so it doesn't have the glossy shine to it. You can even use the liquidy one. Oh, that's Liquitex as well. But matte medium without the word gel in it is just more of a liquidier. We're going to use that for the napkins. It's more of a liquid than a gel, but it works just as well. So I'm just putting a layer underneath where my papers are, and then I'm putting a layer on top of the papers. So that will seal the papers into the page. The reason I'm going back over the top, these are printed on a laser printer, so the ink is permanent. It's not going to run if I put paint and stuff on top of it. But if you seal the paper with the matte gel medium, if you have an oopsie, we're probably going to have a few of those today because that's just me lately. If you have an oopsie with paint or ink, because you've sealed over the top of the paper, you have the advantage of being able to wipe things back. So that is always a good thing. If you just put the matte gel medium underneath when you go to remove your oopsies or your paint or stuff where you don't want it, it won't come up very well because it will soak into the paper. Trying to be a good girl and use up what I have. It's amazing what I go find in my stash that has been there for a little bit and lost and forgotten about. I'm sure all our stashes are like that. I haven't actually done much crafting this year. I've done my classes for the virtuals I teach at, and I've done my classes for my in-person retreats. See? Whoops. You didn't see that. Nope. That's all right. That's just an extra wave. That's all right. Cover that up with paint. So yeah, I haven't actually done that much art this year, which I want to get back into. I just haven't had the time to play just for me. Which way was that going? No idea, but it's going to go right there. Hi Meryl, how you going? So just sticking down our printed papers. So if you do print these papers at home and you've only got an inkjet printer, you've just got to be a bit careful that the ink doesn't run and you just go over it gently with a matte medium. The matte medium will seal the ink, but sometimes if the ink is water reactive, it'll get picked up again, which you don't want to do. I feel like I am creating a shadow, but it's looking okay on my phone that I'm looking at. Okay, I'm going to have to fix my lighting situation because, I don't know, it was just flashing everything out to white. I don't know. Technology and I are just not friends anymore. Everything just seems to not want to behave when I go and do anything. Now, I didn't bring any water, so I'm just going to wrap my paintbrush in a baby wipe. Because, of course, I forgot to get water, didn't I? I'll keep that moist for when I want to go use it again or wash it out. Okay, now I want to put some water bits from, which one do I want? I really love how Alexis captures like the ripples of the water. She's actually becoming a really cool photographer. She's got a very good eye. And you can see this one, the one in that hand, this one, is being printed on my home printer, and this one's been printed commercially. So when you print them commercially, like at Officeworks, place like that, the depth of colour is a lot deeper and it's a lot more sort of detailed, but the home ones work really well. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use the commercially printed one. So all the ones we sell are commercially printed. We send them away to a printer, and then a little while later they get sent back. I really want to use this pattern idiot. So I'm hoping to convince Alexis to design some more papers for next year, which would be really cool. She's got these 2 packs, and she's also got some psychedelic papers, I think I called them. She took some had a photo and played around in the digital editing software and just changed it so much and made it swirly and made it just, yeah, all sorts of fun things. Oh, now I'm throwing stuff on the floor. So those papers are really cool. I can't wait to create with those too. If I'm a good girl and doing my paperwork tonight, I might be able to come back on tomorrow and use those papers as well. I'm going to overlap with my stones. Then we're going to put some paint. I just dropped that gel medium on my mouse. Hopefully it didn't do anything to the computer. Seriously, papers? Really? Behave today. Behave and stay in the one spot. I just want to slide around today. I have pre-gessoed my page because I didn't know what I was doing, and it was a cream page, so I'm working in it's not a Delusions journal, it's a cheaper version of one. I don't recommend them, they're not available anymore anyway, but the paper's not that best quality, so I usually gesso my pages, but it does look like that type of book. I'm trying to be good and use up the journals I have before I go and purchase anymore. I have quite a few journals open at the moment. I'm sure we do as art journalists. Okay. Now I think I'm at the stage where I want to come in. Do I want to put napkin down or do I want to come in with paint? Decisions. Let me give that a quick dry, and then I think I'm going to come in with some. Let me think about that. Let me give this a quick dry. Hopefully it's not too loud. My mouse because I keep hitting it with stuff and I don't want to accidentally hit the wrong button and make the live disappear. I'm going to put my mouse over there. Stay. I was debating whether to put the paint on first or my napkins, but I think I'm going to go with the napkins because if I put paint down here, put the napkin on top, I'm not going to get the white, the true colour of the napkin. It's going to not be the true colour. That's the word we're looking for. Okay, so we've got so many different types of napkins on our website, and I love them in art journaling because they're just really cool to use. And I'm just looking. I want sort of a collection here of shells. Usually, I'm going to break all my rules now. Usually I would use water to cut around the napkins, but because these are so close to each other, I'm not going to trust the water technique. I'm going to grab my scissors and do it the cheats way. So if you're going to cut Pacific things out with scissors, tearing it means it will blend into the background a bit more, but I don't really mind about that. We're going to put paint and stuff on top of this anyway. If you're cutting them with scissors, leave the backing on the napkins because they're a lot easier to cut because you have a bit more, few more layers. I'm just going to roughly cut a corner bit. Try not to get that napkin in that wet gel medium still. So I'm going to sort of put that here, and then I'm going to peel the white backing off. So the napkins sometimes have 2 or 3 white backings. If you cut them, it's very easy to then find, come on, don't make a liar out of your napkin. Easy to find the backing layers. There's one off, and come on, be nice. The second one's usually a bit harder to peel off because it's stuck a bit more. So you want the, see how, I don't know whether you'll be able to see how this is a bit brighter here than here where I'm putting it over the rocks. So the napkins are quite translucent, so you have to bear in mind if you want them to be nice and bright, you want them to be on a white surface. Just going to cut another one out. If you want them to be duller, you can put them over, obviously, the rocks or over paint or stuff. Clear as mud, right? And I just breathe and got up and ran away. So I want a little bit in the corner. I'm going to put another one. Okay, that one might go there. It's a bit wet, so I want to be a bit careful it doesn't stick. So I love the napkins because they're quite affordable. Our napkins start at 75 cents for a pack of 2, so you don't have to buy a whole pack of 20, and they go up to $2 for a pack of 2, depending on what we can get them for. And they are just so much fun to play with. Sorry, just trying to get the 2 layers off. There we go. So to stick napkins down, you can use your matte gel medium, but what I prefer to use is matte medium. So this one's a lot more liquidy. Yeah, I don't make much sense today, do I? So it's a lot runnier and it makes the napkins a lot easier to stick down. You certainly use the gel medium. I'll put that one there. I think let's go with that. We're not going to procrastinate today. We are just going to stick them down and make a decision, I've decided. I could sit here and procrastinate and move them around 100 times, which is usually what I do. But today we are going to stick and plonk and not overthink it. I'm trying to line that up with the corner because it is a corner. So again, the same thing as the way we did the papers. We're going to put a layer of glue under where the napkin's going to go and a layer on top. Be careful when you're doing your layer on top because your napkin, once it gets wet with glue or water, it's very fragile. But this matte medium works with, again, this is Liquitex brand, but there is other. Montmark make an awesome one. I believe it's the same sort of formula as Liquitex. Well, that shell got a bit lost. Okay. I will have to play with that one a bit later with some pencils and bring it back out again. But that's what we get for sticking it over things. Okay, am I going to stick another shell down or are we going to move on to paint? Probably I want to bring a bit more of this orange colour in, and I'm just looking down sort of in this area, but I want a little orange shell and you're only massive. That'll be right. How about we stick, I want a bit more of a starfish. Decisions. Do I might have this little shell here and this little starfish. I'm just trying not to put that napkin on my wet gel medium on my page because that's just going to end in disaster. Let's get that napkin out of the way. Yeah, I just want to stick this bit down here and then we're going to bring it all together with paints. So is anyone in their craft room crafting along, or are you just sitting down relaxing on this, I was going to say gorgeous Saturday, but it's been raining all day. Oh, come on, napkin, one layer off. Been raining on and off all day today, and it's quite muggy in Bendigo. It's yucky weather. Come on. My hands have got medium on them, so they're all sticky. Come on, be nice. I have to get the sticky tape out in a minute. I'll do it with the sticky tape technique. Sometimes you can put sticky tape on your fingers with the stickiness out and it will grab the napkin and pull it apart. Usually they just fall apart. It's just been... It's because I'm doing a live, seriously. Napkin. You are not being very helpful. Ah, there we go, got it. Gotcha. Ha. I think it hurt me. Okay, now we just want to stick this one down here, so it sort of keeps both of them, and then we're going to have a play with paints to bring all this page together. They do get a bit lost down there, but I will probably go over them with some paint pens if I want them to stand out a bit more. I don't know what I want at the moment. Hi Steph, how you going? Oh, you're scrapbooking. Good inside. Yes, good weather to be inside. I don't think we have any excuse to be scrapbooking or journaling inside or crafting inside. Give that a bit of a dry. Just picking the page up so it dries a lot quicker than having it straight down on my page. Good, I'll stick my hand on it and see if it's wet trick, and usually that's why I end up with painted hands. Okay, let's play with some paints. Let's throw that heat tool back in there. My desk is an absolute disaster. I've got that many things connected to my computer. It looks like I've got 10 octopuses around my desk with cords going everywhere. I have to do something about it, but that's a job for another day. Okay, now, so I've got a range of paints. I've got some Delusions, some Dina Wakeley's, some Tim Holtz in blues and greens to make it all come together. What do I want? That one's probably a good colour. I want to sort of bring a bit of green into it, so maybe that one. Maybe that one. We'll see how we go. So basically we want to cover the entire page where we don't have paper. Seriously. That's obviously not dry. We're going to cover that with paint. Just making sure my comments are scrolling. Sometimes they don't. Yeah, don't stick your finger on wet gel medium because you'll rip your paper. That bit of paper's just being bothersome. I've ripped it twice now. Oh. You never know. In a minute I'm going to cover it up with paint anyway. Just give it a bit more of a dry. Some days I should not be letting you like that, do I? Seriously, looking for a paintbrush. Because I usually finger paint, but I'm just not feeling finger paint at the moment. This one. Grab this brush. Okay. So I've got Delusions Blue Hawaiian. I think that's a fluoro one, maybe. Polished Jade and Dina Wakeley's Sky at the moment. I might bring some other colours in. Yeah, I think this one might be the... Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, no, it seems to be working. So I'm just going to put... I'm going to come up over the paper and I'm going to come onto where the paper's not. And we're just going to sort of try to blend it in. This is where the fun is. You just keep playing until you're happy. I think that one is the fluoro one, but it'll work. So just picking a few spots around the page. And coming up and over the papers. I'll probably come up and over this paint a bit. Do it quite thin layers because it will dry quite quickly. It's very humid here at the moment. Actually, I had to turn my fan off because it was a bit loud. So it's a little hot in here at the moment, but that's all right. Make the paint dry really, really quickly. Hi Tabitha, how you going? I owe you an email, don't I? Or a message back. I've been a bad friend. Life's been nuts lately. Oh, God. Some days I just get to the end of the day and I've just got no energy left to do anything. Oh, that's a bit dark and a bit green. That's probably not what I want. Baby white time. I need to put in baby whites. Get that come out of there before I get... I want a bit of green, but not that much green. So the advantage of actually moving it to baby white is going to make it a lot softer. Okay, let's go with that green. Let's just make it a bit softer. The advantage of having a gessoed page or your matte gel medium over your papers means that you can then wipe off anything that you don't like. So I don't mind that now. It's a lot lighter. I'll scrub it around with the baby white. And I'm just getting stuff all over my fingers. And we probably want a bit of it up the top. Also had a lot going on with Alexis this year. My diary just seems like a dog's breakfast some days with so many appointments and so many trips to here, there and everywhere. And I need more me time. I need two of me actually. That would be so nice. Can I clone myself and have a second person to do all the stuff I don't want to do, and then I can do all the art I like to do? That would be so nice, wouldn't it? Or a personal assistant that I'd have to pay would be good too. So sort of just trying to blend in. Oh my God, today. Seriously. Can I just not make a mess? That would be handy. Sort of blending in the papers, and if you get a good enough blend, you almost can't see where the paper ends and the paint starts. That's the words I'm looking for. Okay. Let's get a bit of that green paint out of that paintbrush. So I want to go a bit lighter. What did we have? We had Dina Wakeley's Sky. And it doesn't want to play nice. Of course it doesn't want to play nice. So we'll tear its head off the paint. More than one way to skin a cat. I have to go paint shopping. A lot of my paints are running out. Not that I've been using them this year. I've been using them in classes more than anything. So I've taken over running retreats now as well, part of my repertoire. I used to teach at my friend's retreats from Hillbilly Scrapping, and she retired to Queensland. Last year, I think she did her last retreat. Or was it early this year? I think it was early this year. I have no idea. Don't even know what day of the week it is sometimes. So I'm taking over and running the retreat. So I've got 3 booked for next year, which I'm really excited about. We've got one in the end of January and end of February. That one's almost sold out. I think I can squeeze a couple more people in. And then we've got one in May at the Rich River Golf Club. And that one's an exciting one because we've got 2 other businesses joining us. I call it us, but it's just me. Joining me. And then we've got one in September. So I run 3 a year. And they are lots of fun in-person retreats. So I teach classes. We have lots of fun. We enjoy the happy hour they have at the bar, which is really nice. At the club we're going to in January, February. That's always a highlight. Okay. So if you can ever make it to an in-person retreat, they are so much fun. Everyone is just lovely that comes along. Now I'm just covered in paint. Oh yeah, Tabitha's still kicking. I've got body parts that are failing, but oh well. I'm just getting old. Still kicking along. I don't know. Life's just got in the way. And some days I deal with so many people during the day, and I've dealt with so much stuff. I can't do people anymore. I can't some days it's like I just don't want to deal with people anymore. Isn't that terrible to say? It's actually not looking bad. This I'm not liking, so let's blend that in a bit more. I've just found this year it's been one thing after another, and it's just ridiculous. Life's just nuts and busy, but then again, when isn't my life nuts and busy? Actually, I want probably a bit darker. Actually, I've got some reeds, so I might cover that up with some reeds in a minute, but that's going to cover them. The shells. Okay, sorry, thinking out loud. Oh, what? Something just fell and scared me. I don't know, bumped my desk. Just wiping a bit of diluted paint over the rocks and that to like look as if they're underwater, so they're not so bright, they're not so white, but I don't want to totally obliterate the rocks, if that makes sense. I still want to see the pattern. Okay, I think I'm liking that, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, having the same kind of year tab, I thought, oh, it's just, I describe my life as a roller coaster at the moment. I just want to get off and watch it fly by, but apparently I have to participate. It's just, I don't know. I am planning to get on and do some more lives, but I just, I plan to do them, and I've been planning to do these for months, but every time I sit down and do it, it's like something else pulls me away. Okay, let's give that a quick dry, and let's just throw these baby wipes back, because they are going to dry out before I get a chance to use them. I've now got paint bottles going everywhere. I seriously need a bigger scrapbooking desk or art journaling desk. Doesn't have to be 1000% dry. I'm just going to wrap this other paintbrush with this one. Someone forgot to go get some water. Now my hands probably match my page. Okay, now let's find our stencils. Ooh, do I want to use some of this? Or do I want to do some stenciling first? Decisions. Actually, I think I want some of this over here. Where the white is on your napkins, it's almost going to disappear. So if I put some of this over this, the whiteness hopefully won't show up. Might make a lower out in a minute. And then the foliage should turn up. Okay, let's throw some foliage down here. Because we grabbed this napkin out, so we better use it. Oh, thanks. Loving the colours. Okay, so this particular napkin is a specialty napkin. It has foil on 1/4. So when you get napkins, usually you get 4. Well, they fold in 4, or some are folded in 6. So you get one with foil on it, which I'm not going to use. So we're going to use some of this other one. And this time I'm going to tear it. And I should go get some water and tear it, but we're just going to wing it, and it's going to have to work today. How much do I want? I want a little over half. So I'm tearing it with the white backing on because it's a little easier to tear and control than just the flimsy layer on the top. Or is that going to be too high? I don't really want it that. Oh, maybe I do. How far is it going to come up? Where's my seahorse going to go? Where's the stencil? So this seahorse stencil is actually a seahorse and a mask in one. Sorry about the noise, it should take a name of the packaging. So our seahorse, I'm thinking, will go about there-ish. So I've got this sort of pattern with the seaweed, and then I grab these out of the machine because they're big. If they're big things, you get them in your pack as well. So they can act as a mask, but we're not actually going to use that part of it today. Oh, we have to go read a bluey book and you'll be back. You must be babysitting, Tabitha. Okay, so let's stick this down, but I want to take some of this off. So often I don't know exactly how my art journal pages are going to look until I start playing. I'll grab a few products, like I know I want to use a Seahorse, I grabbed a few napkins. If I have too much of an idea in my head and it doesn't go that way, I get really frustrated. So I usually have a loose idea. Come on, napkin. Behave yourself. There we go. And sometimes art journal pages, even if you have a clear idea in your head, they will take on a mind of their own and do something else. Anyway. Yep, let's stick that over there. So I'm going to grab our matte medium again, the really, really liquidy one for our napkins. And because we've got such a big bit of the napkin, I'm going to start with only a little bit. Well, okay, that's a bit bigger than I wanted, but I'm going to start with only sticking down a little bit and then moving it across as we go. Otherwise it will end in disaster. And I know I've just covered up all those rocks, but I really didn't know I was going to do this until I did it. That's the thing I couldn't get about art journaling when I first started, was you make all these layers and then you go and cover most of them up. But I don't really know what I'm going to cover up, so I stick it where I think it's going to go. And then if you cover it up, it doesn't matter. See how that white napkin up the top there is almost disappearing? And you're seeing the blue paint from underneath. So anything white on the napkin will disappear and almost become translucent. You can see it a little bit, but it's going to blend into your page. Sometimes it blends in better, depends on what surface you're sticking it on or what colour is underneath. That's why I like napkins. So this wool technique will work with collage paper like Dina Weekly, Stampera make beautiful collage papers. There's a whole bunch of different brands that make them. There are a few that come to the top of my head. So you use the same glue and the same technique with those. Napkins are probably one of the... I covered up all that water paper. Whoops. That's all right. You still see it underneath. Maybe I'll stick some of that water paper over here. What was I going to say? Yeah, so same techniques. Napkins are probably, because they're the most fragile, are probably the most fragile ones. So once you've mastered napkins, you can go back and do all the other ones as well. Am I going to bring a bit more of that water paper in, or am I going to go and do my Seahorse? And then we've got some bubbles, we've got some reeds and some, I don't know, corally looking things. Okay, let's give that a bit of a dry. Dry enough. If I put my hand on it, I won't kill it. And I can actually see, I don't know whether you can see in the picture, I can see the paper underneath, and I can see the rocks underneath as well. Okay. So what do I want to do over here? I want to put our dragon, no, what is he? Seahorse, sea dragon. I don't know much called a sea dragon. And then I want to use some of this to do some reeds. Maybe we do the reeds first. No, let's do him first. Okay, what are we going to do him in? We're going to do him in... I'm going to do black, or do I want really dark blue? I think I want really dark blue. There we go, while I bring out my paints. I'm back. My paints were just behind me. Okay. Hopefully there's some paint left in these tubes. I'm going to grab a sponge. Sponges are over here. I was tidying up my desk and putting stuff away. before. Okay. I don't think we're going to have any night left, are we? We're going to have to go with... Oh, that was a bit empty too. Give it a bit of a shake to see if it wants to come out. I would prefer to do it in this Dina Wakley night, but I just don't think there's enough left in the tube. And I don't think... This one's getting quite empty too. Let's grab a paintbrush and see what we can get out of this one. I have to go shopping and restock my colours. We might just get enough out of this one to... So this is Dina Wakley Lapis. Probably not as dark a blue as I wanted, but it'll work. I have to go shopping and restock all my paints that I'm running out of. They tend to go for ages and then they all of a sudden stop. Oh, stop getting paint everywhere. Okay, so I want to dip my sponge in the paint and I want to dab off to the side. I don't want to have a big blob of paint on my sponge because it's going to seep under my stencil because it's so detailed. I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to go an up and down motion. The less paint you have on the sponge, the better, because then it will hopefully not seep underneath. Ooh, pretty. Actually, I do want to go a bit darker. Maybe doing black. Maybe I'll bring some black in. Have I got black over here? I should. Where's my black? Oh, there it is. So I might add a bit of black into this blue to darken it up a bit. I'm just going to stick that paintbrush in. So this is just black acrylic paint. I'm just going to mix it in with the blue and see if we can't make it darker. What's that looking like? Oh, much better. So I'm just doing an up and down motion and hoping to get not a lot of spillage under the stencil because it is quite fine. Because I'm stenciling paint over paint, if I do have spillage and I'm quick enough, I could soak it up with a baby wipe. Okay, it's not looking that bad. I do have a bit of seepage, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. Okay. I missed some of his head I did. Can I put that back on the board and I might be able to line it up? Ooh, there we go. Missed a bit of his head. I can fix it up with a paint pen anyway. Okay. Now I want to do some of these reedy things. Here, maybe. I think I need to clean it. Back of this stencil so I don't accidentally put paint where I don't want paint. Feels like if there is a way to stuff it up today I probably would. Do you have days like that where you just come into your craft room or your art room and just make a mess? I have days like that. Okay, so I'm going to do some reeds here. I probably still have enough paint. So just building up my underwater scene where I think it needs something. Some reeds there, we might do just a little bit next to it. I sort of don't want to go over here because I've got those shells there, but we might go a little bit over here. I like the things to go across my pages, across both pages. There we go. We can put some over here, but I sort of don't want to cover up that bit. Okay. Maybe if we have it a bit lighter so it looks like it's in the sort of the depth of the ocean but not in the foreground. So the ones I was doing really light. What's that one? Let's see if we can wipe some of it away, and I've wiped all of it away. Goose. Oh, sort of what I'm looking for. Actually, I do like that effect. Let's do a few more of those. Actually, I wonder if I can just do it with a baby wipe. I just want some really light. Oops, that's not light. Light ones in the background, so they look like they're in the distance. So just using the baby wipe to throw a little bit of paint through the stencil. Oops. Well, that didn't work at all. Let's need a bit more paint. So I just want them to be quite subtle. Okay, I think I'm liking that. Let me just clean up the stencil. Usually I don't worry much about cleaning my stencils, except this is quite dark paint, so I do want to clean it off a little. The paint, whoops, it's got to be a bit careful. This stencil is quite fragile, just because it's so detailed. What was I going to say? Leaving paint like this on your stencil won't affect it, won't damage it. The only time you should really clean the stencils if you use anything that dries raised, like texture paste or anything like that. Usually my stencils are covered in paint, just because I'm lazy. Oh, I keep putting it back in paint. That's probably what best. I'm going to clean it off. Let's put that somewhere where it's not going to put paint somewhere. Maybe down there. Okay, let's throw it there. Okay. Now we're done. It's actually looking very dark on the screen. This side over here, you're not getting quite a lot of the detail. I wonder if I stick another light on. Do this for 2 seconds and see if it absolutely kills the light. Oh, that made a little bit of a difference. We'll just wait until actually that's a bit lighter. Till the delay catches up. There's about a 5-second or 10-second delay. It's just looking very shadowy over here, but you can sort of I'll put some still photos up. Oh, there we go. Now the lights are on, you can see a bit better. You can see the paper in the background, you can see the napkin over the top, and you can see the reeds. Okay. Let's put the lid back on that paint. I like these Dina Wakley ones. You can just rip the lids off and stick your paintbrush down into the paint when you're getting very low on it. Okay. What am I doing now? I want to give that a bit of a dry. It's a very thin layer of paint when you're stenciling, so it yeah, the lighting is a bit much better. It was flashing it out all before when I had my lights on. Oh, seriously, technology hates me lately. It'll work 1 minute and then it won't work the next. Okay, what am I doing now? This still needs a bit of work. It's not. I'm going to put a bit of light. You can still see the edge of the napkin, which I don't want to be that prominent. My paints can obviously tell I haven't used them in a while, and they're all wanting to be blocked up. Seriously. Let's get another paintbrush. Let's get better. Just smudging here, not on the shell, to make that edge disappear. When I'm trying to make a napkin blend in, I'll bring the paint up and over the napkin and blend it in. Go up and over his tail. Blend it in that way. Just putting a little bit down here to blend. That bit's going to be cut off. So I should have cut that off before I started blending things in. Anywhere I think it needs a bit more blending or a bit more lightness, up here probably. Just playing till I'm happy. Sometimes I can't make up my mind if I'm happy or not, and I just keep playing until I've either gone one step too far and go, oh whoopsies, or I stop when I'm happy. Just trying to blend those edges of that paper in so it all looks like it's meant to be seamlessly together. So going up and over the paper, and it seems to blend it in a bit more. I don't mind that there's sort of a bit of line there because it's supposed to be sort of waves. Okay. Thinking. What else does it need? She needs some friends. So I've got some little die cuts from Art by Marlene I'm going to find in a minute. And let's just cut. Can I got my phone sitting in a cup with my scissors, propping it up. Let's see if I can get my scissors out. We're just going to trim this off so I know where, oops, I know where the page ends. Oh, you're getting a sneak peek of a class I did for a virtual. I can't remember when this one was. I think this one was earlier in the year. I'm hoping to film some more classes and have some more online classes available next year as well. I've got a pile of kits that when I teach a class in person at one of my retreats, the leftover kits, I will film the process of it and then have them offered on the website. This year I've had no time, so I've got a whole bunch of stuff I want to get done. Just finding that thing called time, and some things I cannot delegate to another person. I just have to do them. Let's get rid of that paper now, because I probably have done the messiest bit. Just trimming up the edges so I know where my page ends. It'd be nice to be able to delegate a lot of stuff to someone else and have it magically done for me. Oh, this looks so awkward. I'm doing it in an awkward way. Whoops. Okay, let's turn my back up the right way. Okay. Before I do anything else, let's find its friends. I've just got some extra paint. I'm just going to grab... this page will do. Just grabbed a Dina Wakley Traveller's Notebook. Actually not that page, because I like that page. Where's that other page? No, not the page, because it's got... Oops. This page. Let's put this extra paint from my brush on this page, so I don't waste it. Oh, we haven't used our other bubble steps yet. I wonder if I want to use that. There we go. I often have another journal. Oh, I've got stuff sitting everywhere. Open so I can just get rid of paint or excess paint that I put out. I'm just going to dry that paint there on my drop paper so I don't put anything in it. Oh, and help if I put the lid back on the black paint before I have an accident, because I can see that coming today. I can see myself just dropping something that will cause a huge mess. Oh, I've got paint up there too. Oh my god, I've got paint in there. Jesus. And I've got blue fingers. Okay, let's find us some friends. I grabbed it. Where did I put it? Oh, it's under the pile of everything else. Okay. I was going to say, I did get organised and grabbed out my Golden Oldie Art by Marlene book. Let's find us some fishy friends. And hopefully we have some fishy friends left. Oh, does she need an octopus with a party hat on? I can always take the party hat off, but this one will work with the colours. An octopus, we've got... Oh, we might throw the mermaid on the page. Oops. We'll see. I'll punch a whole bunch out. She's actually, Art by Marlene's got a new book out. I saw Hillbilly Scrapping had it, and I thought, ooh, I should really use up the one I've got before I go and buy another one. But what's the fun in that? There's no fun in using up stuff we've got. And I'm going to fix the tip of her tail. Okay, oh, there's a little fishy. Why are the fish facing the wrong direction? I want fish facing... Actually, that one... No, that one can't. The fish are facing the wrong direction. I want the fish facing the other direction, just to be annoying. Okay. Are there any more fish? I think I saw some more fish at the other end at some stage. Come on, I know I saw some more fish in here today. I do have her fish... It's again facing the wrong direction. Oh no, this one's facing the right direction. Maybe they're having a party. Maybe they're coming to a party under the sea. I can always cut the party hats off, but I don't like them. That fish is facing the right direction that I want. Oh yes, that mermaid would work too. But she's facing the other direction to the other mermaid. I may not use all these, but I'll pop them out anyway and we'll have a play around to see what we want to put where. Love these books. They've got a bit of just about everything in them. I do have the fishy book somewhere from her fish collection. I just don't know what I've done with it. This one was easy to find. Oh, there's a whale. Oh, and these fish are now facing the right way. Yay! Let's see if we put the whale in. Don't want to put too many in. Probably punch too many out now, but I'll get this fish as well, and then we might have a play. I love that these are already coloured. Oh, there's another whale. I don't know if we could have a snail at the bottom of the ocean. I think that's all the fish. There's no reason why we can't have anything silly. Oh, there's a seahorse. But I think I've already got seahorse on the page. Okay. Let's see. Oh no, I didn't, Tabitha. I haven't been on Facebook a lot lately. Okay. Oh, he fits in there. Not maybe they are having a party. I'm going to have to find a party hat for my seahorse, I think, if I include the party hats. Which mermaid do we want to use? Got to give our seahorse some friends. She probably would nice. I don't want to try not to cover up a lot of the stuff, but this little zip bag I keep in the front. If I pop anything out of the book and don't use it, I put it in the Ziploc bag so it doesn't get lost. Okay. I like him up here, the whale, because this is sort of in the foreground and then that's in the background. I like the big puffer fish, I just don't know where. Maybe. in here. I also don't want to sort of have them floating in the midair, but they are sort of fish, so they are swimming. Let me do some white pen work on my mermaid. Trying to be organised and have all my white pens in the one spot and black pens so I don't lose them and they get lost on my desk. That's what I'm looking for. Now ideally I'd probably wait a bit longer, but let's just go with it. See if it will work. Ideally you probably want to leave your paint a bit longer to dry, but I just want to put some white bits on my Seahorse. On the really dark bits, just to lighten it up a bit. And I could put the stencil back on and trace around the stencil, but I usually don't. I usually just freehand it. I apologise if my head gets in the camera, it just means I've got to be a bit closer to what I am trying to draw around. I'm trying to keep my head out of view. You don't want to see my unbrushed hair. So just basically going over the big areas that are very blue and giving them a bit of white. So this is just, I should have said that, jelly roll, 0.8 in size. I find the jelly roll goes over paint really well. You just got to make sure your paint's really dry, otherwise any wet paint or wet gel medium will get into your pen, whether it's a jelly roll or a paint pen, and kill your pens, which is always not fun. I can sit here for hours and do this line work. I think sometimes it just finishes the page off. I'm sort of trying to go just inside the blue shape. If I'm a little off or a little wobbly, it doesn't really matter. See how that's just changed the dynamic of the blue? It sort of pushed it back in the background. So it's got wavy hair. So it's not so blue, if that makes sense. And we're going to do the same thing on the seaweed. We're just going to do a nice sketchy quick outline. And it just adds the little bit of hand drawing at the end, just adds another layer, another dimension to it. Your page, and it just sort of sets your page off to be finished. This sort of line work can be very calming and very, I don't know what's the word, cathartic, I think they say it. Stress relieving, definitely need some of that lately. I've also got the other problem is if I do too much of it, my arms are wrapped up. I'm still having issues with my elbow. I've been having issues for a couple of years. Because I have to stop doing the things that keep setting it off. But do I do that as a mother? No. I keep doing what I shouldn't, and I keep setting the darn thing off again. But whoever behaves when the doctor says, stop doing that activity. And it's not real practical. Every so often I set the darn thing off again and then pay the price, but as long as it's not getting too painful, I can put up with it. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick her here. And I like that one there. I like the octopus down here. I like that there. There's a toss-up of having too much or not having enough stuff. This sort of looks like it's connected to the reeds. This is sort of in the reeds, so I don't sort of want them floating, but sort of want them floating. Does that make sense? I don't know. Sometimes my brain doesn't make sense. So I'm just doing these a lot lighter, these reeds in here, because they're supposed to be in the background. Art journaling for me is all about playing and doing more than having a beautiful finished piece at the end. Like, I don't strive to... Where was she? She was in here. Like, I don't want to make a masterpiece when I create, but taking time out of my busy day and my busy schedule, and sitting down and playing in your art journal is really good. I taught at a virtual retreat. I teach Hillbilly Scrapping runs virtual retreats 3 times a year in April, July, and October it is next year. No, it's November. April, July, and November, I believe they are. So they're hosted online. They're fantastic. If you are into mixed media and into your art journaling, I highly recommend you do one of the virtual retreats. You get classes over 4 days, and there's like 4, maybe 5 classes a day, and it's just fantastic. And there's some awesome instructors from all over the world. We had New Zealand, we had South Africa, we've had sometimes Up by Marlene comes on, from wherever she is, Netherlands. So there's just a vast array of different techniques, and I was doing my lives in October, and I'm going, I really miss art journaling. I haven't done a lot for me this year, and it was like, oh, I really miss it. I need to just make time for it and not make excuses, because at the moment it's sort of, oh yeah, I'll do it another day. Okay, I can tell my hand is not liking that little bit of pen work I did. That I'm not listening to my hand today. I am just ignoring it. That will all depend whether I come along and do a live tomorrow, whether my hand is going to behave itself or not. Oh, why is it my hand that I write with, the one that I injured? Well, I've injured both, but that's the worst one. I really want to use the fishy, but I don't know where I want the fishy to go. Maybe down. Maybe down here. I don't think I want that Melanie, so let's put her in the Ziploc bag. Oh wow, it's nearly 20 to 5 already. Jeez. Where does the time go? Well, when you're late getting on like I am, the time does go. I'm thinking we need to maybe I'm really liking how these clouds sort of look like waves. I'm really liking how that's incorporated. If I show this to Alexis and tell her I used her papers, she'll go, where? Because I taught a class using her papers and covered up about 90% of it. She was not impressed, but I can see them. I'll take some pictures and put up on the Facebook page when I'm finished. What am I looking for? Glue. Oh my god. I will stick my die cuts down. So I'm just using some good craft adhesive. Prick gel, this is no longer available, but I found it in my stash, so I'm using it up. You could use the matte gel medium. I just don't want to use a glue that I put on top of the die cuts. Hang on, sorry, I'm just going to grab my mouse back again and put it somewhere where I get covered in paint. Just want to make sure those comments are scrolling. Sometimes people comment and it doesn't scroll up to the next one. Yeah. And I ripped her out. I ripped some of her tail, so we're going to try to stick her tail back down. I love the die cuts because so I don't have to fussy cut them out. Okay, there's a bit of her tail. Let's not lose that because that would not be fun. And the die cuts are already coloured, so it's good you don't have to colour them in too. They make quick pages. Do I have her? I have her overlapping anything wrong. So you just want nice strong craft glue because you're gluing over matte gel medium, you're gluing over paint, you're gluing over you're gluing over, not gluing it just directly to paper. Seriously, some days I can't make words. Do that. Oh, thanks, Tabitha. Yeah, I'm liking it. I think I need to do something a bit more on the top in a minute. We'll see. But not really knowing what I was doing before I started. It's come out pretty nice. For me, it's not about having a gorgeous picture at the end. If I get to the end and go, okay, what was I thinking? Or I tend to do one more step and then go, what was I thinking? It's more about the time I take out of my day to sit and play and play around is, oh, now I've got glue I don't want to glue because I've been indecisive. Glad it dries clear. So yeah, art journaling for me is all about what we call the journey to get to the end. So it's not about the destination, it's not about the finished thing. It's nice to have something you like at the end, but for me it's not all about that. It's just the doing of it. And what I want to do is, with that octopus, oh, I'll glue the whale down before I forget. I usually forget to glue one thing down and then move my book, and I have die cuts flying everywhere. I wish they made this glue again, it's really cool. I found it in my stash and it was from my shop, and I'd closed my shop 16 years ago and it was sealed in its package, and I thought, oh no, it's not gonna work. I'll open it, and if it's no good I'll just throw it out. And it was good and it works, and it's like, okay, it's amazing. Some things do last, some things don't. Now I want to just the bits between the octopus I could have gone and fussy cut out, but ugh, can't be bothered today. So I want to, I'm just looking at what colour I'm going to use. Oh, where's that blue Hawaiian? Maybe that'll work. I just want to put a bit of paint carefully, haha, to knock that whitenessiness off between his tentacles or whatever he's called. Sorry, I'm just reaching for a paintbrush. I got quite close to my microphone. Sorry about that. I got really loud. So this is blue Hawaiian, so it's what is it? It's fluorescent paint, so it's translucent anyway. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh god, I need to go have some food. Actually, that's the reason I skipped lunch today. Whoopsies. I had a late breakfast. I had a late start to the day. I was procrastinating, and I thought, oh, I better go get some breakfast, and it was late, and I thought, I don't need lunch before I jump on here. So just putting the tiniest little amount just to knock back that whiteness, so he doesn't look like he's sticking out like a sore thumb. So this is when the translucent paints come in quite handy, because I'm not losing his green. Oh, come on, hand. Only a little bit longer. And any bits that are too white, you can go over, and I might do the same thing to the edge of this puffer fish. See how just doing the top edge of that is now more blended and not sticking out like a sore thumb. Speaking of sore thumbs, my thumb's decided it wants to now play up. Whoever invented tennis elbow with an injury, but I haven't played tennis to get it, needs to work out a fix for it. Maybe it's his late injury. I used to play tennis when I was a teenager. I know how I've done my injury. And I kept re-injuring it every time I do the same activity, but am I going to give up that activity? Probably not. No, I like the bits of white on the whale. That's just calmed him down a bit. Puffer fish, whatever his name is. So don't be afraid to paint over your pre-coloured die cuts, or you can change the colours. I could have done this with paint pen too, but I had the paint in my hand. The paint worked. So now the octopus looks like he's actually blending in. He's not like, he doesn't look like he's stuck on, even though he is. If that makes sense. The darker blue on the left looks like a big blue whale in the background. Oh, you mean up here? The left. Hang on, left. This bit. Oh god. I should know my left from my right at my age. It does actually look a bit like a whale. So when I do pages, I like to have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. So my background is sort of obviously the back of the page. It's obviously the paint and this bit of paper. The seahorse is sort of dropped into what I call the middle ground, and that's where these reeds are as well, and this one's probably in the middle ground. And then in the foreground or the front, we have our seahorse, not a seahorse, what is she? A mermaid, the fish. These reeds are in the foreground because they're right on the bottom of the page, so it's giving your page depth. So that's one good thing to think about when you're doing your page. Have things touching the bottom of the page that brings them forward, having things in the background, and it sort of gives them a bit of depth. I'm thinking this is a bit, I don't know whether I want to do any more to it. Knowing when to stop. is, yeah, a skill that I'm still learning. I'm tempted to use that other stencil, but I don't think that's what I want to do. So I think we may just need some bubbles. I think we'll do we want... I think we'll just do some white bubbles and we might call it done. Grab a white paint pen or the gel pens that I had. It's a Jelly Roll 10, so they come in I think 5, 8 and 10. And actually I think I'm liking the sort of plain background sort of, I don't know, hang on, let me lift my book up a bit. Actually it's got a lot of texture in it with the paint. Looking up this way, am I just going to... Oh, I should have stuck my whale over that bit. Oh well. Just looks like waves. Actually, we might... That blue Hawaiian paint, where I ripped that bit of paper, I'm just going to dull that down a bit. So it doesn't look like I ripped the paper. I'm a goose sometimes. A lot of times in my in-person classes, you're told not to do what I do. You're told the proper way to do it. Because usually I do it the hard way. Work out what the hard way is, or do it the wrong way, and then I teach you the correct way to do it. Okay, let's calm that down a bit. That's why I like the fluorescent paints. They're good at putting just a little bit here and there. Okay, what do I want? I think I want some bubbles. And I'm going to dry that paint because I'm about to put my hand in it. Should be intelligent, not. Wonder if my seahorse needs a party hat. I might put it under a party hat in a minute. Okay. So we want to do some... Oh God, I can't even see where the bubbles are and the stencil. Oh, there are only 3. Okay. Let's make up our own bubbles then, because there's only 3 bubbles over there. The little ones, and I can't see what I'm doing, which is nothing unusual with me. So with the bubbles, I'm just having the closest ones down towards, oops, oh maybe I should just freehand them. Oh God, that's just easier. Let's just do that. With the little ones. So the bigger ones down near the, oh, maybe I don't like that. Advantage of doing it over paint. Bye bye bubbles. Maybe I just hand do the bubbles. I might just hand do the bubbles. See if I like them this time. No, I still don't like the bubbles. Being indecisive, I know. What's bubbles, but I don't know how to do that. Maybe the other stencil. I don't think the other stencil is going to work because it's got bigger bubbles. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we need bigger bubbles. I don't think we need that bigger bubbles. Okay, not that stencil. Make a decision, Melinda. Actually, I'm thinking there's maybe some corally reeds. I just want to bring a bit more white into the page because it's got white in certain spots. So I'm just going to scribbly do these reeds, or this coral, I don't know what this is on the stencil. And then I'm going to fix it up when the stencil's off. Okay. So the advantage of using a gel pen or a paint pen over paint and the gel medium is, as you saw, if you make a boo-boo of and don't like it, you can always wipe it off. So I want to bring it up to the octopus so it's sort of connecting to it. sorry, thinking to myself. Thinking. I think I'm nearly done. Oh, I want a party hat for my seahorse. Let's go find a party hat for my seahorse, and then I think we might be done. Because you can do too much or overdo a page, which I'm thinking this is a bit plain, but it also, because we've got so much down the bottom, I think it needs that plainness to balance it. That's what we're going to go with. And where did I throw my book? Over here. I've got a mess either side of me. Okay, let's look for a party hat. I wonder if she has any. There's no party hats not on any person. I'll just cut one off. She needs a party hat or a crown. I think she needs a party hat. Does she need a bow? Oh, it'd be nice to put a bow across there, but now my mermaid's there. Oh, let's look for a party hat. Stay on track, Melinda. That crown's a little. There's a crown. Oh, she's got. Oh, maybe a boat for a hat. I can always paint it a different colour because I don't think I like that colour. Let's go and have a look. That's the problem when you have too many possibilities. It's like, what do I want to do? Put a snail in a head. Could do something absolutely ridiculous, but okay. So not a party hat. There's a smaller boat. Actually, I like the bigger one if I'm going to go the boat. Do we not have party hats? A house in the head. Put a boat. Oh, let's put the boat on somewhere. Maybe. Okay, maybe we'll stop and walk away from the page and stop sticking stuff on. I think it's going to be the boat hat. Unless we go, that crown's the wrong colour. I sort of want to stand out, but not stand out too much. That makes sense. Clear as mud, right? Oh, found a party hat. Let's try that one on for size, but I think that one's going to be too small. Now into the art journal stuff. I love art by Melinda stuff because it almost goes with any colour theme because she has so many colours. I must use some of these papers at the back of this book one day. Within her die cuts, she seems to have the rainbow of colours. Oh, hi, V. Okay. Well, that gets lost. That one goes in here because it's too small. We should have just went with the one we thought of. Actually, I like her with the hat. Do I want the little boat somewhere? Do I want... Well, no, if this is under the ocean, that means that, no, we don't want a boat. Okay. I think we'll stick that hat on and then maybe call it a day. Because I think I can sit and procrastinate. And actually the only other thing I might do is draw around my die cuts so they don't look, they blend in a bit more. Do I want to draw around them or do I want to put a Stabilo or pencil? That's the question. Let's try to go this way. Stabilo or pencil, I think, actually. Ooh, do I have water then? Got a spray bottle? Oh, I have a spray bottle. So to make the die cuts look like they're not just stuck on, we're going to grab a sharp pencil would be nice. Why are all my pencils dull and blunt? Because I don't... Okay, we're going to go with the blue one because none of my black ones are sharpened and I can't be able to finding a sharpener. So this is a Stabilo oil pencil, so it's a water reactive pencil. So I can grab some water out of my squirt bottle and a small paintbrush. And I see a small paintbrush, hang on. Small-ish paintbrush. That will do. So what I'm going to do is... So Stabilo oil pencils are good for... That's not what I want to do. Shadowing. So I'm just going to put a little bit around the die cuts. And then you activate it with water and it sort of puts... So I've drawn sort of around her hair, I've drawn in here. And spray some water somewhere. I'll spray some water on. Spray some water on the top of the paint. That'll work. So you don't want your paintbrush sopping wet. You just what it's going to do is it's just going to create a little bit of a shadow just on the edge of the die cuts so they look like they're not just stuck on, if that makes sense. So this pencil always stays water reactive, so you've got to be a bit careful that you, it's the last thing you do on your page, or just be aware that if you put anything else on top of this page now, this pencil will run. So the harder you press with the pencil, the darker or more inkiness will be activated with the water. So you don't want a lot, you just want, I don't really be able to see the subtleness of that. Let's go up and around her head. So it just helps to ground the die cuts into your page. You can either do it with, sometimes I do it with like just an outline of a pen. Sometimes I use Stabilo oil pencil. The blue one's actually working really well with the background. See how that's just got some shadowing? Can you see it on the phone? Oh, you can actually. So I just want to do it around all of the die cuts. So the Stabilo oil pencil tends to write over everything. It'll go over the top of paint. It'll go over the top of gel medium. You just got to make sure everything's dry, obviously. And if you do put too much, you activate it too much, you can sort of feather it out, or you can grab a baby wipe or a tissue and just blot it off because it's water reactive. Sometimes I just smudge it with my finger. So in some places you'll see it more than others, but I tend to go around the whole shape. Oops, and that's the last bit I'm going to do on my page. I may find a quote for it. My quote books are the other side of the room, and I procrastinate with quotes, so I might find a quote off camera, just something. Just some little letter stickers, maybe to stick up here or something. I don't know. And then I'll take some close-up pictures so you can see all the detail and put up on the Facebook page as well. Can't see what I'm doing. So Facebook's being a bit funny now, and sometimes deleting live videos. So what I do after the live is I will download the video, and I have a YouTube channel under the same business name, Scrapbooking&Craft, and all my previous live videos that I've done in the last, when did I start doing them? Probably COVID 2020. And there's a whole bunch of free classes on YouTube, and I'll actually put a link for that. I haven't linked that for a while on the channel, on the Facebook page, so I'll put a link to that as well. So any free Facebook class lives go up there, and then sometimes I do other videos and they go up there as well. And that's where I put the if you buy any online class videos, we've got 2 art journal pages I think at the moment on the website. If you buy any of those classes, you basically buy the kit, and then you get a video to follow along with how to put the page together. They are hosted on that YouTube channel too, but they are private links. So when you purchase the kit, we email out the private link, so only people that have purchased the kit can access that video. But all our kits are great value. You always get so if a kit's worth $35, you usually get $35 worth of stuff in it, like stencils and paper and whatever to do the class. And then usually you use your own paints and use your own things at home that most people have. Just putting a bit of blue in the between the octopus's legs, just to create a bit more depth, to make him look a bit more 3D. I could fiddle up this for ages. This last little sort of fiddling on your page sometimes brings it all together and makes it look really good. Or sometimes you fiddle too much and then you go, oh my god, what was I thinking? At least with this water reactive pencil, you can always delete it. Seashells, and we've just got the whale to do, and I'm gonna, the whale and the hat. I'm going to throw my book around the other way. Save me leaning right across my book. So I'm going to do a bit of a shadow around the whale. So I'm hoping next year to actually get organised. Yeah, that's a disgusting word in my house at the moment. And have some classes released, and so you can buy the class, and then about a month later I will come on live and do the class, and it will always be taped. So anytime we do a live on Facebook, it's always recorded, and then I download it pretty well straight away because Facebook's being a bit of a pain and sometimes deleting things on us. So if I get organised enough, releasing class, you can buy the kit, and then a little bit later you can jump on the live and do the class along with me, which will be lots of fun. Just means I've got to be organised. Yeah, terrible word. This year I've just been catching my tail. That's what I just seem to be doing, just getting the bare minimum done to get through the day, and any extras have just been not. Just noticed a bit of napkin that needs gluing under here. Haven't been able to get ahead, so hopefully life will settle down enough that I can get ahead and I'm not chasing my tail, which will be so much nicer, and get some of those things done that I want to get done. I'm already planning a very special project for this time next year, and I just went and purchased some stuff for it, so it's gonna happen because I've spent some money, so I'll have to make it happen. So it's gonna be something special for the end of next year, which will be fun. But I'm not going to tell you what it is because that's Paul's surprise. But I thought if I go and buy the supplies for it and sit the supplies in my house and stare at them, I will make time, and I didn't do the hat. Talking and doing is not fun. So yeah, got lots of big plans for next year. Life just has to be nice to me so I can get them all done. Because there's only 24 hours in a day. Oh Jesus, lately I need like 48, which would be so nice. Need a bit more water. So you don't want your paintbrush to be sopping wet. We don't have soap. Sopping? Dripping wet? Oh my god. Don't want it to be sopping wet, just damp. Because if you add too much water, it'll just bleed too much. The inkiness of the pencil. Seriously. Okay, when I can't make sense, it's time to go. Oh god. Some days I wonder. Some days I should not be allowed out. Out of my little box. Okay, do I want... There's a little bit... Now I'm just being nitpicky. There's a little bit between her arm, which I could have fussy cut, but I didn't see. So I'm just going to... There's a little bit in the curl of her hair. As I said, I'm just being nitpicky now. Is there any other bits like that? No, I'm going to stop. Yes, we are stopping. Stopping is, yeah, a learnt skill that you need to learn, and I can't teach you that because I'm still learning how to know when to stop, but I think we're at a good place to stop. Very happy with how it's come out. A little different than what I had in my head, but hey, I'm happy with it, so that's good. Sometimes I have an idea in my head and it sometimes doesn't quite come out the way it's supposed to. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to watch me waffle on Facebook. No, to watch me put this class together. So what I'll do is I'll go and link the products I've used as well. I'll go and link the stencil and the 2 napkins and Alexis's digital and paper packs in the comments. So I'll take a picture of this. Take me a few minutes. Don't expect it to be up there in 5 seconds. So I'll take a picture of this, and under the picture is I will link all the products I've used. I was doing that when we had design team or when we were uploading any completed projects. If you click into the comments, I will link to the website every product we've used, so then if you are looking for a particular product, you can easily find it, because sometimes finding things is hard on the website if you don't exactly know what the name of the products are. Thank you very much for watching and taking some time out of your day to spend with me. I might be able to come on and do another live tomorrow with Alexis's other paper pack. All depends. I've got a certain amount of work to get done, and if I'm a good girl and get all my work done, mainly paperwork, I'd rather not do it. Yuck. End of the month paperwork. I will come on tomorrow at some stage. I'll hopefully give you a couple of hours notice, but it just depends, and sometimes I don't give a few hours notice from when when things crop up. So, but I'm hoping to come back on a bit more regularly. Life is sort of settling down now. We're coming into December. I know it's getting busy for some people, but you can always catch this on replay. I just saw another little bit that didn't stick down properly. So you can always catch this on replay as well, so that's great. And you can always catch it on YouTube at any time. And if you do make a page, anything that resembles mine, even if you don't use any of my products, feel free to message me a picture or tag Scrapbooking on Facebook, and I can have a squizzy at what you're doing. I'm going to go clean off my blue hands now. They're about as colourful as my page. Thank you very much. I will catch you all again soon. Have a great evening. Bye for now.